The Armageddon Launch Box looks like a great start for Space Marines. But once you add the actual points, the answer gets a lot more interesting because this is not just do the models look cool? A lot of them do. It is a big refresh for some of these, and we got that new land speeder. Space Marines are legally required to look cool while standing on rocks, though. The real question is this: does a Space Marine have give you the useful starter armory, or are you better off waiting for the starter box? The Space Marine part of this box comes out to about 670 points for regular Space Marines, or about 680 points if you're using the Blood Angel points for this box. So today we're going to look at the unit composition, what each unit actually does, what the box is missing, and whether this is a smart first buy for a beginner Space Marine player. So what do you get with the Space Marine half of this box? Because it's a pretty hefty box. The Space Marine side gives you 23 models total. You get a captain, one librarian, one chaplain with a jump pack, one ancient, 10 intercessors, 5 Vanguard veterans with jump packs, 3 eradicators with heavy bolters, and 1 land speeder. For regular Space Marines, the point looks like this. The captain is 80 points, the librarian is 60, the chaplain is with jump pack is about 75, the ancient is 40, the intercessors are 150. The Vanguard veterans with jump packs are 100. The 3 eradicators with heavy bolters, they're about 70. And then the land speeder, that comes in at 95. So that puts the whole Space Marine half of this box at 670 points. Now, if you're playing them as Blood Angels, the chaplain with jump pack goes to 80 points, and the Vanguard veterans go to 105. So the Blood Angel version is about 680 points for this box. That matters because this is not a full 1,000 point army by itself. It's close, but it's not. It is a solid starting force, though, if you're brand new to this hobby. But you still need another 320-ish points to get a clean 1,000 point game. And that is where the buying decision starts to make a little bit more sense. This box gives you a mix of Space Marine force. It has objective units, characters, jump pack infantry, and heavy infantry with 1 fast vehicle. That's a pretty nice setup for someone starting out in this hobby. The Intercessors are your main objective holders at 150 points for 10 models. They're units that you expect to stand on objectives, shoot at normal infantry, and keep your army from being just 4 heroes yelling. The Captain is your combat leader. At 80 points, he has a decent central character, and he can lead units like the Intercessors. He gives army a reliable Space Marine commander without eating a giant chunk of your points. The Librarian is 60 points, and he gives you psychic support without making the army too complicated. For a beginner, that is helpful because you get to learn how psychic style abilities work without building the whole army around them. Now, the Ancient is 40 points, and he is more of a support piece for your army. He's not there winning the game by himself, he is there to make a unit better at holding ground and giving that army the classic banner in the middle Space Marine feel. But the real punch in the box is not the banner, it is the jump unit. Break down your jump pack package that comes in this box. The Chaplain with the jump pack and the Vanguard Veterans are the most important combo in this box, hands down. For regular Space Marines, the Chaplain is 75 points and Vanguard Veterans are 100. So together, that package is 175 points. Now for your Blood Angels, where this box was leaning pretty hard, it's 185 points. That is a big chunk of your army. And it has a clear job. You're going to move fast, you're going to charge, and you're going to hit something important. That is what it's designed to do. The Chaplain with the jump pack can lead Vanguard Veterans with jump packs. That is exactly what you want, because the Chaplain is not really a backfield character. It's the more up in your face. He wants to be near the fight. The Vanguard Veterans, they are your pressure units. They are the squad that jumps over to threaten weaker infantry, enemy objective holders, or anything your opponent left too exposed. For a new player, that teaches you a major Space Marine lesson. You can't just walk forward and hope power armor solves everything for you. You need to pick fights and you need to use cover. and the jump packs, they definitely help you understand that. You need to time your charges. If your jump unit goes in too early, it can get removed pretty easy. If it goes in the correct moment, it can swing a turn for you. That is very useful. They're not just cool models at that point. Those are game-winning models if you play them right. Then we got to talk about your shooting units. The Eradicators with heavy bolters are 70 points for 3 models. And they are not the same job as the regular military Eradicators. This is important. When people hear Eradicators, they often think anti-tank. But this version is carrying heavy bolters. So they are more of an anti-infantry fire support unit. They are Gravis Marines, so they are tougher than more normal power armor. You can put them in good fighting positions and let them pick up lighter units, pressure ejective holders, and punish infantry that rushes you. They are cheap for what they do, but they do not solve your heavy armor problem. Then you have that land speeder at 95 points. That is your fast support vehicle. It gives you movement angles and some heavy firepower depending on the loadout. The land speeder is probably one of the best teaching models in this box because new players often underestimate movement. They focus on damage first. Then they learn later that getting to the correct part of the board is only half the game. The fast vehicles helps you learn that earlier on. But here is the catch. Between the heavy bolters Eradicators and the land speeder, this army has a lot of tools into infantry, but not enough reliable answers into big tanks, monsters, or elite bricks. That is the biggest list building gap in the Space Marine box. As a beginner Marine force, the box is actually pretty well built. You get Intercessors to learn your objective plays. You get characters to lead and help with support. You get your Vanguard Veterans to learn charges. You get Gravis Infantry to learn tougher shooting units. You get a Land Speeder to learn fast play vehicles. This is a lot of core 40k experience in one army. It also keeps the model count manageable for you. 23 Space Marines is enough to feel like an army, but not so many that you look at the table and start negotiating with yourself about whether gray plastic counts as a color scheme. This is why Space Marines are usually good for new players. They're dependable, flexible, and forgiving enough to make one mistake that doesn't ruin the entire game for you. But forgiving does not mean an automatic win. You still have to learn target priority, movement, charges, and when to commit your best units. And this box gives you a chance to learn all that without jumping straight into a 2000s point army nightmare. If this breakdown is helping you decide before your wallet declares a charge, be sure to subscribe. I drop new videos every Friday. And we're going to keep breaking down what is actually worth buying in 11th edition. So now, let's talk about what this side of the box struggles with. Now let's talk about the problems, because this is where the box stops being an instant buy for everyone. First, it's pretty character heavy. 4 characters in a 670 point force, that's a lot. That's not always bad though, with the changes in 11th edition, but it means a good chunk of the points are tied up to heroes instead of more squads of units. In smaller games, that can make the army feel a little too top heavy. Second, the Intercessors are useful, but they are not that rare. If you played any Warhammer, you probably got a handful of Intercessors already. If you've already collected Space Marines, you may have plenty of basic bolt rifle bodies to throw on this list. For a brand new player, that's completely fine though. For an established Marine player, another 10 Intercessors may not be exciting unless you really like the new sculpts. Third, the army is light on anti-take. This is the biggest practical issue. If your friend brings a big monster or a dreadnought, a land speeder, or anything with serious toughness, this box can struggle to remove it cleanly. Now, it can remove it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it could be a little bit challenging. You have some tools, but you do not have a dedicated tank hunter, though. That means your first expansion should probably fix that. Fourth, the orc half matters in this box. If you can split, sell, or trade the orcs, the launch box becomes a much better Space Marine buy for you. But if the orcs are just sitting in the closet, then you paid for have a box that you're not using, you're not getting any value out of. That turns into a future storage problem for you. So now, launch box over here or starter box. So should a beginner buy this now or wait for the starter box in a couple weeks? If you want Space Marines and you're serious about building an army, the launch box is a very strong start for you. Around 600 to 680 points is enough to learn the game and already be more than halfway to a 1,000-point force. That is a real advantage. You're not starting with 5 models and a dream on this box, but the starter box may still be better for a cautious beginner. It will likely be cheaper, smaller, and more focused on learning the game. That can matter more than just raw model counts. If you're new, you also need clippers, glue, if the kit needs it. Most of these are push fits, and I can't remember if the starter box is going to be push fit. This launch box, it's push fit. You can't really pose them, but they do go together pretty fast. But they will have different variations of the starter box too. They will have your giant one, and then they will break it down into just a smaller box. So you have a variety of how you want to start this hobby. So if your budget is tight, waiting could be smarter. If the goal is the biggest Space Marine jumpstart, go for the launch box. If your goal is the easiest entry point to 11th edition, wait and compare the starter box contents. So what would I add to this box? If you start with Space Marine half, I would not immediately buy another pile of infantry. The first thing I would look at is reliable anti-tank. A Ballista's Dreadnought, it's about 150 points for your first 2 units, and it fits the job nicely. It gives long-range firepower and helps cover the box's biggest weakness. A Gladiator Lance is 160 points for your first 2 units, and that is another strong anti-vehicle option. If your local games have a lot of tanks or monsters, that's the kind of firepower I'd be adding to this list. A Predator at 135 is also worth considering if you want a cheap tank option. If you want to stay more Blood Angels themed, you could add melee threats later, like Death Company with jump packs, Sanguinian Guard, but I'd still be careful. The box already has jump melee in it. What it lacks is heavy ranged punch. To reach around 1,000 points, you could add a Ballista's Dreadnought at 150 and a Gladiator Lance at 160. That gives the generic Space Marine force from 670 to around 980 points. That is a much more complete starter armor for you to start with. Now you would have objectives holders, characters, jump melee, infantry shooter, a fast vehicle, and proper anti-tank. That is the kind of upgrade path the beginner can understand and actually use. So, my final verdict is the Armageddon Launch Box a good Space Marine starter. If you understand what you're buying, I think it's a perfectly good jumping in point. You're getting 23 Space Marine models at 670 points. That's a force that teaches most of the major parts of 40k. It gives the objective play, character support, jump melee, shooting, and a fast vehicle. But it's not a complete army plan by itself. It is light on reliable anti-tank. It has a lot of characters for its size, and the value depends heavily on what you want to do with the orks. So my verdict is this: if you are committed to Space Marines, like the models, and can use or move the orc half, the launch box is good buy. If you're brand new, unsure, or trying to spend a little as possible while learning the game, I would wait for the starter box to compare. If you're committed to Space Marines, like the models, and can use or move the orc half of the box, the launch box is a good buy. If you're brand new, unsure, or trying to spend as little as possible while learning the game, you might wait for the starter box to compare. The starter box might have a quick guide to running your games. The launch box didn't have that. It had the core rules, but it didn't have a quick guide setup. And I think the starter box should have that. So the short version is this: the Space Marine half is educational, playable, and a strong foundation, but it needs anti-tank support before it feels like a cleaner 1,000 point army. For the next video, I can build the Space Marine half into a 1,000 point list and show you what I would add first. But I would probably stick to a 500 point list. That would probably be a good teaching game if you was to get this lunchbox. Be sure to subscribe. I drop new videos every Friday for you. As always, leave a like to support the Blood God and leave a comment to throw the algorithm off and help this mediocre channel grow. Now, there may be affiliate links in the description with some nice little discounts for you. They do not cost you anything extra, and they do help the channel grow. And honestly, it's all right if you don't use mine, but use somebody's because every little bit of discount in this hobby helps. Because this is an expensive hobby time you start adding everything up. Thanks for the support, and I'll see you in the next one.